Today, I'll teach you all how to recreate the beading pattern done on this gorgeous dress made by Vicky James Official on Instagram. I'm never tired of trying out my hands on designs made by Vicky James, and in today's video, we'll be recreating the embellishments done on this dress. If you'll be interested in learning about this process, please make sure you watch this video all the way through. Remember to subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed, like the video, share with your friends, and don't hesitate to drop your questions down in the comment section. Okay friends, so without wasting any time, we're going to jump straight into today's tutorial. The tutorial or the video now is going to be 2-in-1. We are going to be doing some style analysis while also working on some beading tutorial. So I have this cute little tiny piece of fabric. This fabric is satin, for those that always like to know the type of fabric I'm working with. And as we saw in the video that I showed us at the intro, that particular dress was made by Vicky James, my sister. I'm just joking guys, she's not my sister, but I like to call her my sister, okay? My sister from another mother. So that particular dress was styled or designed now by Vicky James, and we had this cute little bow detailing going on along the shoulder. I'm going to try and insert a footage here just so we understand what I'm talking about. So this tiny piece of fabric made up of satin. I just have satin that I created into like a rectangular shape. That's what we have here. We are going to be using it to create our bow. So I believe we all know how to create bows. So you're just basically going to carry out some running stitches along the center, and voila, your bow is formed. But before we get to creating the bow at the center, we are going to work on beading all around this rectangle. And for the beading, we are going to be doing some clustered beading. So you know that type of beading that gives you something very sparkly. More often than not, you see a lot of all these our huge designers doing those types of beading where you just have like a cluster of different types of beads and gems. And when I say gems, sometimes when I'm editing, I hear myself saying gems and it just sounds like germs, like dirt or bacteria. I'm not talking about germs in that term. I'm talking of gems, like I like to call these stones. So crystals, cluster stones, flat bottom beads and stuff like that. Those are the things that I classify as gems. So for today's video, we're going to be working with this brand new type of cluster stone that I got from Mr. Okoro. For those that have seen my July gems, beads, accessories haul, you guys know I've talked extensively about this particular gem. So we're going to be testing it out in today's video. So that's what I have here in this cute little bag right here. We are also going to be using some broken glass beads, these silver broken glass beads. I have them here as well as some sequins. So these are the sequins I'm going to be working with. For those that have looked closely, or if you're also the type of person that likes to look at what other designers are doing and kind of just get an understanding of what they must have put together. So there's a particular type of sequins that people like Vicky James use for their style. So the type of sequins that is on this piece of lace, for those that are followers of this channel, you know when we worked on this particular piece of lace. So these tiny, very tiny types of sequins, that's what she uses more often than not for her designs. And I feel like these designs, it will be more work obviously when trying to sew it down onto fabric, but it sparkles a lot and just makes your work look really, really nice. We see that what I have here, this particular sequin, is different from what we have here, but because this is what I have, this is what we'll be making do with. Also for the beading, this time I'm going to be using fishing line. If you have invisible thread, please feel free to use it. If you have your regular polyester thread, for those that don't know what polyester thread is your regular sewing thread. So let me just show you. This thread right here, this is what we call polyester thread, and this is what we call fishing line. I have a video talking extensively about fishing line, where to find them, their sizes, how to use them, a lot. Go check out that video. I'll try my best to link it on the show notes. So now let's get straight into today's tutorial. What I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to be threading my beading needle. For those that don't know, when it comes to beading, there's a particular type of needle that we call beading needle, okay? And it comes in different sizes. The video I spoke about earlier, where I talked extensively about fishing line, I also talked extensively about beading needle. So I highly recommend that video. It will be very valuable, especially for the new people on here that are seeing me or coming across my video for the first time. All right, so I'm going to be using the size 12 beading needle as well as the size 11. So I'll be using them interchangeably. So know that if you see me using a beading needle in this video, it's either the size 11 or size 12. Go check out my beading needle video so you basically understand why I decided to go with these two. So off camera, I'm going to quickly go off camera now, thread my beading needle, and then we'll jump straight into beading this fabric. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed. I share valuable content just like what you're about to watch. Share with a friend and feel free to ask questions down in the comment section. All right guys, so like I mentioned, I've gone ahead to thread my beading needle. For this first one that I'm showing you guys, this is the size 12 beading needle, and this is my fishing line in 0.25 millimeters. All right, fishing line is very, very similar to invisible thread, so you can use them interchangeably. So I'm going to start off from this particular corner here. I'm not going to be doing too much talking. Please watch closely. I'll try my best to place my camera in such a way that you see what I'm doing clearly. If after watching the video all the way through you still have questions for me, maybe regarding something that I'm doing, please don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. Remember to share this video with a friend. And yeah, friends, please watch as I go along, and then I'll come back and basically talk about everything that I've done. Before I keep quiet, let me just show us, just to avoid any form of confusion. So I'm starting off with just my sequin. So it's just one single piece of sequin that I have here. So I'm going to pass that all the way through into my thread. I'm also going to pick like maybe 2 or 3 pieces of broken glass bead, like what we have here. And we see them, these 3 right here. Just pass it through my needle. And then I'm passing my needle again into the center of this. I could decide to go ahead actually. I could decide to go ahead. So I'm not passing my needle into the center of the sequin that we have here. I'm just going to slightly pick. It's hard to explain, but when you start doing it, you understand. So you want to create a situation where the number of beads that you passed into your sequin will lie flat. And if you want it to be curly as well, it's all your choice. But for me, I want it to lie flat. So I'm just going to, after I figure that out, I'll just pass my needle into my fabric like so, and basically come out underneath somewhere here like this. Can we see where this needle is coming out? And my sewing is not getting to the lining. For people that always say, Funmi, if I don't want my beading to show on the lining, you're just, to create that kind of thing, you just pass your needle lightly through the fabric. The only situation where you might not be able to avoid your sewing showing on the lining is where you're working with net. And if you don't double up your net, there's no way around it. Your sewing will definitely show on the inner part of the net. So for net generally, I always advise that you use invisible thread, while for fabrics like this, you can get around with using, you know, fishing line or polyester thread. Anyway, I digress again. So now I'm just going to pull my needle through my fabric like so. Can we see what we have here? Exactly. And because I want this thing to just be very sparkly, I'm not really going for anything in particular. And this time I'm just going to pick up this, my rosemonte or clawstone or crockstone, whatever they call it in the market. I don't know. This stone basically, I'll just pick it up and again pass my needle just slightly. I don't want it to show on the lining, just slightly through like so, and then pull my needle out again. And with this one, don't be afraid to adjust it. And let's see what we have already. Voila. Now I'm just going to pick just broken glass beads, no sequins. I picked about 4. I'm going to again go in and maybe pick up 1. And for the choice of accessories, please don't feel pressure to use exactly what I mean. If you have just, what's it called now, crystal beads, feel free to use crystal beads. For those that are new here and you don't really know beads and their names, I have a video talking extensively about beads and their names. Please go check out that video, just so you catch up with us and you don't feel lost or left behind, okay? So if you have crystal beads, use it. If you have pearls, use it. There's no limits, guys. Can we see that everything is already forming? It's already coming together. So imagine doing this all around the perimeter. Or is it perimeter? Funmi, don't say what you don't know. All around this fabric, right? So now that I've explained everything that I did here, I hope we all get the gist. So when I'm doing things on camera, it basically makes sense to us. But if at all there's something I'm still doing and you don't get, please don't hesitate to ask questions. So I'm just going to keep quiet now again, and then allow you guys watch the way I'm beading all around this fabric. I'm going to give you guys a sped up montage. I'm not going to make it too slow, just so this video is not too long, because I like to look at my analytics, and my analytics just lets me understand the average time in which people watch my videos. So just to avoid unnecessary length, I'll speed it up a little bit, but even though it's sped up, you guys will still understand. So please watch closely, and yeah, let's work on beading all around this fabric. Okay friends, so this is the progress that I've made so far. Can we see what we have here? I'm still going to talk us through everything that happened here, but what I want to just quickly show us is, so now you can see that my fishing line is about 2.5 inches long, thereabouts. So I'm running out. So for those that always ask, oh, what do I do when my thread finishes? This is what you should do. So you basically just knot it up, and knotting up is just you pass your needle through your fabric again. Okay, make sure that you have something like a loop going on, and then just knot up like so. You can do what I just did now 2 times. Because I'm using fishing line is relatively thick, so let me just do this now twice. But if you were using something like maybe invisible thread, you can do that up to 3 or 4 times, just to make sure that your knot is secure properly. So I hope that was helpful to us. So now that I've done that twice, I'm just basically going to just cut off my thread like so, and then pick up another one that I have threaded right here. I hope we can see. So let me just continue now from this point here. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm pretty much done with beading the entire perimeter. I hope I'm using that word the right way, but whatever. I'm done beading the entire perimeter of this particular piece of fabric using a bunch of different beads and sequins and gems. So now that I'm at this point and there's no longer any space for me to bead, I'm just going to finish up my stitch here by just knotting up again. Remember how I illustrated it earlier? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This particular beading that I did here, you can incorporate it into anything. If you want to, maybe like you have like the bust area of a dress and you're trying to embellish it, you can just do this all over. Just imagine that this is like the bust point. Do this beading all over any type of stone, any type of bead you like, sequence. Just put everything together and make it as aesthetically pleasing as possible. However, because of what we are going for today, now that I've beaded this entire area, I'm just going to create like a running stitch at this point here, just to like create the bow that we are going for. Remember the video inspiration, what we had going on at that shoulder point on the straps of the outfit was something like 2 little cute little bows. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Create a running stitch at this point, and then I'll show us. I'm not going to do that off camera. I'm just going to do that on camera. If you've made it up to this point, I want to believe that you've already hit the like button on this video. If you haven't, maybe you forgot, please, now will be a great time to hit that like button. Also, if you're not subscribed and you're enjoying the video and you want to be a part of this channel, please do well to hit the like button. So I'm just going to go underneath what I've done. So I'm using just a regular hand needle for those that are curious. Another thing that I'm thinking of also mentioning is this my piece of satin fabric that I told you guys that I used for this stuff. I put interfacing inside of it, so just in case you're curious, if you're like, oh, how did you make your satin thick, there's interfacing going on inside. The interfacing I used is wadding, yes, soft wadding, and I also used my ST, so I ironed soft wadding on it and ST inside the center of this, and then I went ahead to just like turn the fabric inside out. I'm sure you guys get the gist, and if you don't get the gist, do I have a tutorial? I don't think so, but I believe we all understand what I'm saying. I don't think it will be necessary for me to create a whole tutorial explaining how to incorporate wadding into fabric. If you are a fashion designer, I'm sure you understand how that goes. My bow is looking cute. Can we see what we have here? Stunning. So this is what the front will look like. If you want, if you're extra, you can just do a little beading here just to cover up the center, or there's another way around this. But let me first of all make sure that this my bow is sitting pretty. Now that we have something like this going on here, you can just like have your, or there's many different options. So let me cite an example. I have this particular piece of stone here. I just feel like it will not give what it's supposed to give for this particular style because of the type of gems. So I could just have put this here just to cover up this center. Just create like a bunch of these stones. It could actually work. So can we see what's going on here? Just to cover up what's going on here and make the bow look very, very cute. I actually like the way it looks, so let me just like apply some glue here and then stick it on. I believe in my recent video about my July haul, the things I bought newly in July, I mentioned that I replaced my E7000. So the previous one I was using, it was already drying up. I think I was being careless with it, so I'm going to do better now. I got this from Mr. Okoro in Romamasi, by the way, for those that are probably interested in getting it. It's the E7000 glue, and it's one of my favorite glues. So I'm just going to apply it at the center point here, and then basically put my stones on top of it just so it covers up that center point. And I like to use this my fabric pencil as a picker. It serves that purpose for me too. So that's just a tip for us. So can we see what we have here? Tell me this doesn't look stunning. Amazing. And remember on that particular dress, we also had like beading. Let me just pull up my phone real quick so I can talk us through. I'll also put a sidebar of what I'm talking about on the screen just so we basically understand what I'm saying. Let me just talk us through everything that happened here just as a form of recap, and so that everything I'm saying sticks with us. So I used some rose montees right here. I used some sequins. I used some broken glass bead right here. And I also used some sand beads. So I believe I showed us these sand beads. So I used this. The colors are kind of similar. So this is like the broken glass bead, and this is the sand bead that I used. And then I used some sequins I showed us at the intro, and then I used these what's it called now, rose montees, the recent one I got. You guys remember that in the haul video I mentioned that I bought this because Mr. Okoro told me that it wasn't going to change color and the color payoff will be nice. So I'm going to use this as a form of experiment. I'll allow it sit for a while, see if the silver on it starts to change. I'll do my best to also give us feedback on the channel in a subsequent video. And then I also incorporated some of these, my old rose montees. Let me show us. So these are the old rose montees that I got sometime last year, maybe around this time last year. But the issue I had with it was the fact that it was changing color. So this silver was kind of tarnishing and I didn't like it. So I typically just use this now for just tutorials on the channel when I'm trying to teach. I can't use it for making like headpieces for clients or for myself because it will start to change color and to just like ruin the vibe. All right guys, so I got a call and it kind of distracted me. What was I saying? Anyway, this is it about this particular bow. And back to the dress analysis that I'm talking about. With the dress analysis, I hope you guys like the way I analyze outfits, kind of just explaining how I believe the dresses were beaded. Now, when I'm doing dress analysis, I'm focusing on the embellishments portion of the outfit, right? Not necessarily the outfit design per se. So on this particular outfit, on the strap of the dress, because you can see it's like a strapped dress. So on the strap of the dress as well, we can see some beading going on right here. So what I did on this cute little bow, you can repeat it on the straps as well, just to give the strap a beautiful look. And on the body of the dress, starting from like the underarm area all the way to the full length of the dress in front now, you can see also this kind of sparkly beading pattern done there, and I can see some rose motifs there and some stones. So something I noticed with a particular design that Vicky James did is that she actually like customizes the fabric that she's using. So she sometimes gets a stoning machine. So for those that are not new to sewing or those that are new, there's actually a machine used for stoning fabric. So I believe she uses that stoning machine to kind of stone the net fabric or the tulle. Now for people that are my international viewers, I got someone commenting that, oh, when I say net, do I mean tulle? So tulle, net, they mean the same thing to me anyway. So she gets like a stoning machine to kind of like customize the net or the tulle now to her preference. So I can see some stones there, and I'm also going to explain. I have a separate video, a video request made by someone. She sent me a message on Instagram talking about, she sent me a picture basically, and she wanted me to just explain how I believe that particular outfit was done. So I'm going to explain that in a different video. So basically on the body of the dress, from the underarm all the way to the full length of the dress, you can see some beading or embellishments going on there. And on the strap of the dress, we have something like this going on, as well as on the bow. So on the cute little double bow that we have on the base of the strap and kind of like the top bust area, I basically let me just leave that video on the screen. I believe the video is on the screen. So the bows that we have there, we have something like this going on there. So yeah, and the full length, the dress is kind of like a fishtail dress. It has like a train going on at the back, and this was designed by Vicky James. The outfit looks stunning as usual. The model looks takeaway, chef's kiss, everything. The gele as well, I believe she mentioned that the gele was made by Chigele Ashoke, and whenever I see Chigele Ashoke's gele videos, and when I see designers using her for their shoots and stuff, it kind of just motivates me. So Chigele as well is also someone that inspires me a lot. I remember when I moved here newly, guys, when I'm telling you guys the story of my life, it's just always amazing. When I moved here newly, I tried to kind of, remember I mentioned that I was trying to become a makeup artist and everything. If you don't like gists at this point, let me mention it, please click out of the video. The tutorial portion of this video is over. This is just gist, right? So when I moved here newly back in 2018, I remember that year I was trying to become a makeup artist, and I wanted my makeup artistry to be in such a way that I can also learn to tie gele. So as a then, Chigele was kind of like one of the top gele artists out here in Port Harcourt. So I reached out to her back then, and then when I figured out, then I was new here now, so she mentioned that I shop, I think it was at mile 4 or mile 3 now. And then, so if I didn't even know where that was, I was like, oh my gosh, mile 3, where's that? So I couldn't go there basically, but I used to like watch her work on Instagram, and now seeing how far she has grown, because then AUTOGELEs were kind of rookie in their look, but to see the improvement, the advancement, she's one of the best AUTOGELEs. They almost look real. They look like they were tied from scratch, but they're actually AUTOGELE. So you can see the AUTOGELE on this particular beautiful model made by Chigele Ashoke on Instagram. Everything looks stunning. This, my analysis is supposed to be very quick because I found that the longer version of my dress analysis videos, you guys don't watch it for long, so I'm just going to be incorporating my dress analysis into my tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I wasn't talking too much. If I was talking too much, that's your business. Anyway, now that I've yapped all through this video, I hope you guys got the gist. I hope you found this video valuable. If you go ahead and recreate this beading pattern on your next design, especially if you're a fashion designer, please feel free to tag me in your posts. Of recent, I've been seeing people tagging me in their posts, but whenever I look at the post that you're tagging me in, I don't know if those people are from my YouTube channel, but the pictures and videos, they have absolutely nothing to do with me. You're not showing me that you designed something or anything. It's just like a random selfie. That's not what I'm telling you guys to tag me in. If you're tagging me in your post, that should be something, maybe you beaded an outfit, you made a headpiece and you want me to see. Yeah, so feel free to tag me in your post. I said all of that to say feel free to tag me in your post. And if you are not into posting and all of that, you can send me a DM showing me what you made using my videos. It will really make me very happy. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give the video a big fat thumbs up. If you still have questions after watching the video all the way through, please don't hesitate to ask your question down in the comment section. Share this video with a friend. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And yeah, friends, I can't wait to see you in another awesome tutorial very soon. Bye.